Good to see you again, sir. Sorry I overlooked you for a second. There you go, pal.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards, and thank you, Ms. Overton, for inviting me to speak today. I am proud to live in a nation where opportunities for youth abound. This past year has been an exciting year for me. I was selected as one of 72 youth from across the United States to attend Young America's Foundation High School Leadership Conference. The experience changed my life. Not only did we learn from experts in economics and political science, but also we were given a glimpse of history through a guided tour of President Reagan's Rancho del Cielo, his home for nearly 25 years, and the Western White House for 8. The modest home of our 40th president reflected his values. His dedication to voluntary simplicity impressed me. A frugal man, Reagan saw no need to replace his old black and white television with a color TV because it still worked. Many people who knew President Reagan said that it was his no-nonsense approach to life that made him such a great communicator and effective leader. I came away from the conference with a deeper understanding of President Reagan's commitment to individual freedoms, traditional values, free enterprise, and a strong national defense. In his farewell address to the nation, President Reagan spoke of a renewal of national pride that had occurred during his time in office. I see a revival of patriotism through the Tea Party movement today. President Reagan cautioned that although patriotic feelings are good, it wouldn't count for much or last very long unless those feelings were grounded in thoughtfulness and knowledge. Specifically, Reagan said we need to have an informed patriotism. Michael Reagan, President Reagan's oldest son, said, "Young Americans, the one thing you need to understand is what you believe and why you believe it." I'm proud to be an American teen who enjoys the freedom of educational choice. Whether teens attend public school, private school, or homeschool, I challenge them to make a diligent effort to learn how government works and become informed citizens. Let us remember that we live in a nation with a rich spiritual heritage and a strong constitution. We must pass the torch on to the next generation. President Reagan's campaign for his first term in office relied heavily on youth activism. I am the chairman of the Savannah-Area Teenage Republicans. Our group's mission is to get teens politically active. Many of my classmates will be eligible to vote in the next presidential election. I am confident that the conservative youth vote will make a difference in the elections of 2010, 2012, and beyond. Thomas Jefferson wrote, "Do you want to know who you are? Don't ask, act. Action will delineate and define you." Teens, even if you aren't old enough to vote, you can find a candidate to support. Get involved in working on a campaign. That is how you can make a difference. Did you know that President Reagan's favorite food was macaroni and cheese served on a paper plate? President Reagan said, "All great change begins at the dinner table." We are blessed to have more than enough to eat. Citizens of poor nations don't even have enough food. And discussion around our dinner tables also provides food for the mind. I'm proud to be an American because we have freedom of thought, freedom of information, and freedom of communication, not only at home, but in a public forum. I'm proud to live in a country where innovation, determination, and persistence are rewarded in a free marketplace. But we must not take our freedoms for granted. President Reagan warned that freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. Our nation has overcome some pretty big problems in the past. In fact, America's resilience is one of her greatest strengths. Abraham Lincoln referred to America as the last best hope of Earth. I'm proud to be an American because I'm totally convinced that there is no better place on Earth to live than in the United States. But we must not take our freedoms for granted. President Reagan said, "We've got to do a better job of getting across that America is freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of enterprise. And freedom is rare. It's fragile. It needs our protection." Many of my best friends' fathers are fighting overseas to protect our American way of life. A general once asked Reagan what advice he would give to young military officers. He said, "Plant your flag." By that, he meant to find those principles, ideals, or projects on which you can stake your reputation and stand firm. I challenge American youth to plant their flags in biblical truth and the principles of free enterprise and limited government. President Reagan had a clear sense of America's greatness, of America's purpose, and of America's exceptionalism. And so must we. May the blessings of liberty be yours today and always. Thank you.